Today I want to share with you products that work for me. First of all, when I say that, work for my budget. I am on a budget just like you. I can't afford a $65 face wash. So when I'm looking at a product, I look at it and say, is this something I can afford and something that I can afford to continue to purchase if I'm in love with it? The second thing is the product going to work on my mature skin? Now, there are some things I used to buy that I no longer buy because they just don't work on my skin anymore. There are some things I've never bought because they're just out of my price range, so I've gone looking for products similar. So these are the gems that I'm going to share with you today. I just can't afford spending $65 on an exfoliating cleanser. That is just out of my price range. And the Tatcha, the rice polish, I always wanted to use that because I thought it would be gentle enough for my skin. So about a year and a half ago, I went and searched for something that was similar, something people were saying was a dupe, and I found this SRB, which stands for Stabilized Rice Bran. Now, it's like the Tatcha. It comes in an enzyme, a powder you mix with water. You do this as a second step. Most people do an oil cleanse first to remove makeup and then do this to exfoliate the skin. Well, I have found this is amazing. I can't imagine the Tatcha doing any better. This does a beautiful job in brightening my complexion. It's also something you can use every day. Now, this runs $20 as opposed to the $65 that the Tatcha costs, which again is something that I'm not willing to spend on an exfoliator. But I love it. It brightens my skin and for a lot less money. One of my dear friends is an esthetician, and I was going to her for facials, and she did such a beautiful job in brightening my complexion. And one of the products that she used is the Physiodermie Bio-Gommage. It's a face peel. And what it is you just put this on, it's very creamy, and then you sort of roll off the dead skin. Now, originally, years ago, when she did a facial on my skin, that product ran around $85. Now it's up to $148. I would never spend that on that product, although I loved it and I thought it did an amazing job on my skin. So what I found is from Mother Made. Now, this Aqua Peeling gel is not quite as creamy as the Physiodermie, but it does the same job. When I'm done with this, my skin looks bright and fresh. It takes off the surface layer of the skin. Now, another use for it that I use it for is my hands. It does an amazing job of making my hands look so much more smooth and bright. I love it. It takes off some of the dark spots, fades them out. So usually once a week, I will put this on my hands, my neck, and my face. Now, this is only $17.85 for this right now on Amazon. And again, I would never pay $148 for the Physiodermie. So this is my replacement. I feel I would much rather buy this than that. When I broke out with rosacea, my dermatologist prescribed this. It's an Azelaic Acid Gel. It worked amazing for clearing my skin, but also after doing some reading, I realized this is great for fine lines and wrinkles. And I've heard more and more lately about azelaic acid. We used to only hear about retin-A. And retin-A I've used over the years. I even used it when I was 13 years old for acne. It was prescribed to me. But now, after all these years of using it, my skin is just too sensitive. I really can't use it right now. But this worked amazing. But I felt like this was even a little harsh. So I tried the Ordinary. They have a 10% azelaic acid, and while I liked it, I had heard great things about this, Paula's Choice. Now, this actually costs quite a bit more than the Ordinary, but I feel it's worth it. This also has licorice in it and salicylic acid. It has worked amazing on my skin. If I have any breakouts within a day, they're gone. My skin's not as red as it was with the Ordinary or with my prescription. This will sometimes make my skin a little bit inflamed. So the Paula's Choice, even though it's $36, it's more than the Ordinary. I feel it's more cosmetically elegant. It spreads nicer than the Ordinary. The Ordinary is a little bit grainy, and I feel it doesn't work as well under my makeup. This I can wear under makeup. So my choice is definitely Paula's Choice. One of the lip scrubbers I used to use is the Eco Lip Scrubber. I liked it because it comes like in a little lip balm and you just rub over the lips and it exfoliates them. But what happens is my skin is getting thinner. And so sometimes I get these little micro tears from using these scrubs. So I guess about a year ago, I bought a set of these, which I gave one to my daughter, my mom. These would make great gifts for anyone that you love. But it takes off the skin so beautifully and also is wonderful for fine lines. Now, I like to even use this around my eyes, and I would never put any kind of lip scrub around my eyes, that's for sure. But I take this and will exfoliate the fine lines I get here. I like it for getting in this corner here because that's a hard place to wash. This is also amazing for the lip lines. I go above the lips and scrub with this. Now this is two-sided. It's got a really soft side. I love this the best, but it's got a bumpy side, and I actually feel that's good for massaging your lips. So I will take it and rub circles, and when I'm done, my lips will look pretty plumped up. So this little tool, I had no idea how much I would use it, and it's so much better than lip scrubber. For me, wearing a primer is essential with wearing a mask. If I don't have a primer on, I get a rash right around here where the mask lays. So I've been using the e.l.f. primer. The other one is the Catrice. But recently, I was watching Sabrina, and she was talking about a primer I've always wanted to try, which is the Stila primer. It is called the Correct Kitten primer. It's their brightening primer, and it's $36. Now what's kept me from trying it is the 36 bucks. I don't want to spend it. So she found a dupe, and when I watched her video, I actually thought the dupe side looked better. And so I ordered it, and this is it here, the Glossiva. I love it. This is $14.99 on Amazon, and if you click the show more on the video, you'll see all the links that go along and the products. But this works beautifully. It spreads nicely on my skin. I didn't get any rash or reaction. Some primers break me out, so I was happy about that. What I love about this for my mature skin is it brightens the skin. So not only does it do color correcting, but it does brightening. So it's totally worth it, and I think it's an amazing product. I have talked about so much how I love this Bye Bye foundation, full coverage moisturizer. It is a favorite of mine. I love it, but I have a replacement for it. This is around $39.50. I do have to say I owe a lot to this foundation because when I had rosacea, it was one of the ones that did not break me out, that I was able to use. I couldn't even use a lot of sunscreens. My skin would just be on fire. So being that this has a 50 sunscreen in it, 50 plus, I was using this till my skin calmed down. And as you can see, I bought 2 tubes of it. But what I've been doing is something one of my subscribers recommended. I've been using the Misha Perfect Cover. This is a BB cream, but what I did, I mixed it with a foundation. Now this is a very inexpensive foundation from e.l.f. I used to use this at one point, but I really don't like it by itself on my skin anymore. I think it looks too dry looking and ages my skin. But instead of throwing it out, I thought, why don't I try mixing the Misha with it? Well, when I did, I got a perfect foundation. It felt just like the It. So I've been trying mixing the Misha with a lot of other foundations like the L'Oreal Infallible, and I find that a squirt of the L'Oreal and a squirt of this, when I do that and mix it on my glass palette, gives me the perfect mature foundation and feels just like the It. This is Milani Luminoso. It's probably one of the most talked about drugstore blushes that's ever come around. As you can see, mine is well loved. I've dropped it a couple times. I've used it a lot. But what I found now is that I can't use a lot of powder blushes. They just sit on my skin. They age my skin. They're not just doing anything for me at all. So what I have found, I've replaced them with cream blushes. I love this one from Milani. It's their Cheek Kiss. Now the one I'm using today is actually not this one. This is the Rose. This is the one that I'm wearing today, Nude Flush. But you could mix these two. You can, if you just want that bronzy look, use the Nude Flush like I've done today. But I find that these blushes just sink into the skin. It doesn't even look like I have a product on it. It just looks like I have a natural flush to my skin. And these have replaced my powders. This is the Miss Gorgeous sponge. I love it. It's $6.99 for, I think, 4 of them. But the problem is you have to wet these sponges, squeeze them out, just like you do with any beauty blender or any of the others. Well, a few months ago, one of my subscribers wrote me and said, Laura, you have to try the Stands Out sponge. You're going to love it. She says she's never going back to water and sponges again. So I bought it. As you can see, I've been using it. And I call it my little angel food cake sponge because it feels like angel food cake. But let me tell you, I don't want to go back to sponges with water again. Now, this is pricier. It's $20. But I feel it's worth it because this is a beauty tool I use all the time. I blend out my blushes with it. I blend out my BB creams and foundation. Even if I don't put on my foundation with it, if I'm using my fingers, I go back over my face to blend everything out with this sponge. It washes easily. It's really staying nice. It's the quality it was when I took it out of the package. So I think this is well worth the money. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. It is a beautiful powder, but I won't repurchase it. It is expensive. It's something I purchased for myself for my birthday with money my mother gave me to spend on my birthday. But I have found too that this is a medium shade. When I put this on top of my foundation, it changes the color of my foundation, and I really don't want that. I'm really happy with the shade I'm getting by mixing the Misha with other foundations. I just want something that will help the makeup stay on and will also make my skin not show the pores and sort of blur out things. So I am in love with this Can Make Marshmallow Powder. It doesn't change the color of my foundation. It actually brightens my skin. So what I do is I just apply the powder through the center of my face. I never have trouble with the sides of my makeup wearing off. It's always the nose area, in here under the eyes, and in the center of the forehead. So I just take a fluffy brush and apply this. It makes my makeup last longer. It just really brightens my face. I think makes me look more awake, and I like it even better than the Charlotte Tilbury. With wearing a mask all the time, I find that I'm putting on lip products more often. Also, I want things that I don't have to look in a mirror to apply. And some days I'm not able to use lip pencil because, again, I need something that's like on the go, but easy to use. So what I used to use are these Clinique Chubby Sticks. This is a little sample one that came in a kit that I bought. I've always loved Clinique. I got turned on to Clinique through my dermatologist because he would recommend that many times for my acne-prone skin over the years. So I used to get a lot of the free kits where I buy a foundation and get free lipstick and that kind of stuff. But I want something on my lips in the shape of a crayon like that that really stains them. So I've gone back to these Revlon lip stains. They are amazing. I can just swipe this on without looking in a mirror. I feel that they have such a beautiful look. They're long lasting. I love them. I've ordered a bunch of shades. I've listed them in the description underneath the video. If you hit the show more, you'll see all the products and links for the products I've used today. But these aren't in stores anymore. They're very hard to find, but they have them on Amazon. I have bought several, and they are still good quality. They're not old, that kind of a thing. But one of my favorite shades is the Honey. The one I'm wearing today is Moonlit Pink, and I just think it's a very soft, beautiful shade that goes with everything. Another one I like that's a lot like Black Honey from Clinique is this one, and this shade is called Starry Night. But I'm obsessed with these. They stay on great with wearing a mask. They keep your lips moisturized. They're glossy, yet they stain the lips. If you don't like lip gloss, which actually this one, both of the products I like so much. I love lip gloss, but there are times when something this sticky, like when you're wearing a mask, is not going to work. This shade is from Revlon. It's Frost Queen, and I love it because it goes great on top of any shade of lipstick that you're wearing. It just makes your lips look poutier. So I'll continue to buy this. This is very inexpensive and beautiful, but it's just not practical in the times we're in right now. So what I use instead is also from Revlon. I've talked about this before. This is Sparkling Quartz. It's from their new Shine Super Lustrous. Now what's great about this, it adds shine to any shade of lipstick you're wearing. So say you even take off your mask and you go, oh, my lipstick looks so dull right now. It's not shiny anymore. You can just take this, pop it on. easy to apply. You really don't need to look in a mirror, and you get a glossy look. Your lips will feel moisturized, yet it's not sticky. So it has the texture more of a lipstick than a gloss, and it's perfect for the times we're living in. For so long, I have used Sensodyne toothpaste. My teeth are so sensitive, and most of the whitening toothpaste just do not work for me. I end up in severe pain. And so recently, my friend Anne Marie, and I'll link her channel below, she talked about a toothpaste for people who drink coffee. I was just finding that the Sensodyne wasn't cutting it for keeping my teeth bright enough. I started drinking more tea, and I was getting a lot of staining on my teeth. So I bought the Plus White for coffee drinkers that Anne recommended, and it's been great. It took off the stains I had on my teeth. I just think it's the best one I've ever tried for keeping my teeth white, getting the coffee and tea stains off. So if you're unhappy with the look of your teeth, you feel like I do, where they look a little too yellow or a little too stained, I highly recommend this toothpaste. One of my favorite shampoos to use is Moroccan oil. I've talked about it before. I love this one. This is their curl enhancing shampoo. I've also used the hydrating one, and I love it. I love the smell of this, and I will repurchase it at some point, but this is pretty pricey, and I'm really trying to watch my pennies these days. So I went looking for something at the drugstore that would give my hair the same silkiness that I get from the Moroccan oil, and I found it. This Pantene Complete Care, this is the curl shampoo. Now, I also bought the one that is in the rose bottle, and I'll link that too. Both of these work great. This one is specifically says it's for curls, but I think even if you don't have curls, if your hair is dry, this has been so helpful on the gray hair that I have. The gray hair is a different texture. It's very dry. It actually sometimes was breaking off, and I notice now that it's growing. It's not breaking off like it was before. So I love this. I comb it through my hair. I keep a wide tooth comb in the shower. I put the conditioner in, comb it through, let it sit a little bit, and when I rinse my hair, it feels silky smooth. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because if I have a great idea, I might post a community post, and if you're not subscribed, you're not going to see those things. So make sure you subscribe, and I appreciate all the likes because it really helps get my channel out there. You can sort of get hidden here on YouTube, so I appreciate your likes so much. In the first pinned comment, you'll find my giveaway winner from last week. Congratulations to the winner. This week, I'm giving away this Milani Brow Kit. This is a coveted brow kit. It is my favorite. It's amazing, and it's very hard to get anymore. And also this brush. I used it today. This is a brush I'm in love with from Real Techniques. It's called Easy 123. It works great for putting on makeup, and it is super easy and user-friendly. Make sure you go over to my Instagram, because I am posting all kinds of videos about products there too as they come out. I hope you'll have an awesome week.